think what I like best about this article is some of it is I found a little squishy, but some of the stories really are fascinating. So there's a story about I'm just reading here, and some of these stories come from Mexicans who are fishing in this area where there are a lot of whales. So this guy was fishing and he's actually kayaking off Cabo San Lucas, and he sees some gray whales that are attacked by pilot whales. I think pilot whales are sort of like small orcas. They've got teeth, and so they're carnivores. And out of nowhere, a group of humpback whales, who are baleen whales, just like the gray whales, helped the gray whales fend off the pilot whales. So it was almost like, there was some tribal affinity between the humpbacks and the gray whales, and so the humpbacks decided to help the.
Like they had some kind of mutual protection treaty that they'd signed, like NATO or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you just get this picture more and more of this, this undersea culture.
That's right.
I mean, with maybe with the whale equivalent of politics, and and that opens up the whole question of whether they could even have a history.
Mm-hmm.
In the sense, where you'd have alliances and things that have changed because of, cultural exchange of memes, and I mean, you could really go crazy with this stuff.
Do you remember?
Fascinating.
This just popped into my head. Do you remember that crazy meeting we went to on the limits of scientific knowledge at Santa Fe Institute back in?
Oh yeah.
I don't know, 94 or so. And there was a German scientist who was really obsessed with fractals there. What's his name? Rossler? Otto Rossler or something like that. And
I'm not remembering.
And I remember he was a really interesting guy. He was kind of out there. And I remember after all his talks, it was kind of everybody be sort of looking at each other out of the side of their eyes. And he gave this one talk about the future. And he was basically saying that whales are clearly more intelligent than us. They've got these gigantic brains, and he was foreseeing some period in the future when humans and whales would finally recognize just how profoundly intelligent whales are, and we would somehow benefit from that ancient wisdom.
Yeah.
And everybody's looking at him like, what? But I think this article kind of confirms that.
Yeah. I don't remember that guy.
Yeah, I wrote about him a little bit in The End of Science, in that chapter that I wrote on that conference, The Limits of Knowledge.
Let's go back and look at that.
The interesting issue for me, I've got this friend who actually has made a point. She loves these videos of animals from different species who've become buddies. So there's one that I've been seeing a million times on YouTube about an elephant and a dog that are buddies, and so it shows them frolicking around, and then something happened to the dog. The dog got a spinal cord injury, and one smart-ass viewer said, it's probably because the elephant stepped on it. And so the dog was treated for a couple of weeks, and they show the elephant kind of moping around while the dog is going. And of course, you're anthropomorphizing like crazy when you see these things.
Yeah.
But then the dog comes back, and they show them. The dog's got this big thing wrapped around its midsection, and the elephant is like rubbing its trunk on the dog, and there's another one she just sent me with that shows a monkey kissing a cat. And the cat is on its back, and the monkey is it's like making out with the cat. And it's
very weird.
It's the funniest thing. I actually sent this to a primate expert I know, and she said that breed of monkey, that species, actually, they do that with each other. They like to stick their fingers and tongues inside other monkeys because they're obsessed with the tastes and smells coming out of their various body orifices.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, you think the cat would react really badly to that.
Well, that's the thing. She said that puzzling.
The cat and the monkey, that's a pretty even grudge match. I mean,
yeah. But so the question is, how do you explain this in terms of selfish gene theory? This sort of trans species, or or for that matter, what Susie, my wife, does. She's devoted her life to taking care of birds.
Right.
So I don't know. Maybe it's our reciprocal altruism module that's become hijacked by some particular cultural meme, but that works also in animals too.
Yeah, like the same little modules and patterns that you would have for like child rearing and protecting people in your gene pool. It seems like that could become transferred and mapped on to other situations.
Yeah.
Once you have a again, it seems like it would have to be a brain that has enough processing power so that it can kind of abstract beyond the genetic roots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I guess that's where our great hope lies. It's funny with when you see these videos on YouTube of these two animals. There's also one with a tortoise and an aardvark or something, or some of them are really. They got the two most different animals that you can possibly imagine, and they just show them romping around and licking each other and so forth, and so the comments are all, oh, they're so cute, but then somebody always says, boy, there's such a lesson here for humans. If aardvarks and painted turtles can get along, why can't the Israelis and Palestinians?
Oh, ouch. I don't know, that kind of stuff just really, yeah. I should.
Oh, George, are you going to be a curmudgeon?
I'm not gonna get into it. But, yeah.
On the other hand,
this is reminding me of that rather pointed exchange that I had with your wife about birds versus cats a year or so ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Susie's pretty hardcore when it comes to cats.
I just wish the cats would kill the pocket gophers that have been, tunneling through my yard and killing my trees. But where's this cat aggressiveness when you need it? But